Hey guys, so I am back with this book. Oh my gosh, y'all. I loved reading this book. I'm in, what is it now, like July, almost the end of July. So I have been going hard with reading all year up until this point, and I'm like kind of tired and exhausted. Not exhausted really, I'm being extra, but like reading is like, oh my gosh, I have to read again. And this, I felt like that too, like, oh man, I gotta read. But when I was reading, I was like, oh my gosh, I get to read. I loved this book. It was such a breath of like, my hair is like everywhere. I swear I put gel on it. Anyways, this book was like a breath of fresh air for me. It felt like Miss Ma'am was in the room talking to me, and she was validating me, and she was just like there, like that really good friend that just gets you. A lot of stuff within the book I did know. I like love psychology. Okay, I don't know if I've ever mentioned that on here, but I love psychology. I think that's part of the reason I love spirituality so much. Like, you really get to get in tune with yourself and other people and things like that. But I love like learning how the mind works, why we do the things that we do, how we do the things we do, just like all that just really intrigues me. Like, I literally want to know why. Like, why are you making that choice? Why are you doing that? Why do you keep repeating those patterns? Why are you self-sabotaging? Why, can some people push through and make it and they're millionaires and other people are just struggling? Like, I want to know why. And not that this book gave me all the answers, but it helped just get that much closer. And like I said, a lot of the information in there I did kind of already know, but it was her putting pieces together for me. I knew this bit and that bit and this one and that, but she kind of wove some of those things together for me. And so I really, really enjoyed that part. The book, the format is really nice. She has several chapters. She goes over different things, and in a lot of the chapters, I don't think every chapter from my recollection had questions and stuff. Well, they do have questions. She at the end of each chapter, she does give like a wrap up of what we learned that chapter, and then she has like questions that kind of go along with that. But within each chapter, and I don't think it, like I was starting to say, I don't think it was every single chapter, but most of the chapters, a majority of the chapters, she did kind of like some journal work. And so then you would wrap it up. And then when she asks you those questions, it's kind of like, how did you feel while you were, doing this part of your journal work and that part? And I went through this book and I did not, per se complete the journal work. I did one of the journal activities, like physically writing it out. I am going to go back and do everything because I think it's important, but for the sake of me just reading it right now and trying to get through it as I was getting through it, I just kind of mentally noted stuff, like the question she was asking. I would just kind of think about it in my head for a little bit and then go to the next question and think about it and go to the, that type of thing. And so I don't have it all written out. And I think writing stuff is way different than just kind of mentally thinking about it, because when you write it, I think it's just like a process to help you push those things out and get them out of your system. But I loved this book. It helped me connect dots for my own life, for my own like trauma and things like that, and for my generational trauma. And I 100% believe in the things that were said in this book. I know for everybody, they may not believe all this stuff, or they may, just take bits and pieces, and that's okay too. Take what you need, leave the rest, as I always try to say with any book. But this one really hit home for me. It helped me recognize a few patterns. I was literally reading yesterday, I believe it was, and like texting my husband and saying like, I see this pattern within my family, and I got that from reading the book. And I've already been noticing patterns, and I know that there's patterns and stuff like that, but I never thought about generational trauma the way per se that she puts it. Like, I believe that it was there. I believe that it's in our DNA and stuff like that. But just to see like how she kind of paints her picture of how she feels like generational trauma is. And then she also states that in some cultures they believe that it lasts for 7 generations, and 7 generations back are so many people in your life. Like, the number is wild. I can't believe what I was like 200 and something people, I think, to get to you 7 generations ago. And it's just like, wow, like that many people's like DNA, you know, as far as looks, personality, strength, ability, like all those things are wrapped inside of me. And we see that within our family. Like, we see like, oh, you have your whoever's eyes or their eyebrows or their hair color, their hair texture, or you have a combination of like one of my daughters has literally a combination of my dad, or not my dad, her dad, and my hair texture. It's like in the middle. And then one has hair more like my husband. And I'm just like, you know, DNA is so wild. And why don't we believe or think that traits, like mental traits, could be passed on? Mental trauma and things can be passed on in your DNA, and then not just within your DNA, within your reality, your life, the way your parents parent you, or whoever parented you or parents you. Those things are going to affect you because their trauma and their pain from them growing up is going to seep out into you. And it sucks. It like really, really, really sucks, in my opinion. But to be able to see that and somewhat stop it, I don't think we'd ever be at a point where we 100% stop that. But to be somewhere where you can acknowledge it and make it better and make a better life for your lineage, the people that are coming after you. We can't change the people above us, but we can change it for our children, our nieces, our nephews, cousins, whoever, the younger generations. And to me, that's such a beautiful thing. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that you check out the book if you're on this journey. I would even say it's probably like a mid book, maybe not. Like, if you're a beginner, it would be absolutely perfect to read. Even if you have some of the information, like I said, I have a lot because I've just always been in that mindset. I wanted to be a psychologist when I was going to school. That's what I went for, but I did not finish. So yeah, like, even if you have some information and stuff like that, it would be good. On Goodreads, I did see some not so great reviews, but I think the people that it's meant for will get it, will love it. I think it's geared more towards people of color, but it is a book for anybody. There's nothing in there specific that says people of color, but I just think the tone of the book, some of the things that she's talking about is more of issues of people of color. The author is from the DR, and she has her story that she, you know, touches within the book, and it's relatable. Not 100% to me, because that's not my story or my ancestor's story per se, in the same way, but it is relatable and understandable, and I can empathize and see where, you know, trauma and hurt and things can come with having that type of past. But anyhow, I hope you check out the book. I hope you enjoy it. If you do read it, if you have read it, go ahead and comment below. We can discuss it or whatever. But into the next one. Bye.